Okay, go ahead and start.
I'm just so excited to be here.
Oh,
All right, I'll go first. So welcome to the Parks and Rec Sector meeting for the KCPA plan. I am Jen Jutt. I'm the Superintendent of Community Services for KC Parks. And I always look forward to just getting on the water in warm weather. So I really like to kayak up at like Smithville Lake is one of my favorites. So I'm very excited for that, counting down the days until they open up there so I can go rent my kayak and go. And then I will send it over to, I'm going to send it to Stephen because Stephen works with me at KC Parks. So I'd love to hear from him.
Good afternoon, everyone, or morning. Afternoon. I'm Stephen Van Ryn. I'm the environmental manager at Kansas State Parks and Rec. And there it goes. I'm the environmental manager here. And I'm excited to be part of this. I think that a lot of what I do is about getting people looking to create opportunities about getting people out into nature and able to interact with nature. I did that when I worked for Missouri Department of Conservation for quite some time. And I look forward to warm weather because plants. Bluebell Valley is going to be popping pretty soon here. If you all don't know where that is, it's no longer such a secret as it used to be. But Bluebell Valley is in part of Jackson County Park System, and it's an amazing spot to go see about, I don't know, 3 acres of solid bluebells this time of year. And I'll throw it over to what else we got on the list here? Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine Fahrenberg, and I support physical education teachers in Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools. And I also help lead the school sector of the Kansas City Healthy Lifestyles Collaborative. Oh, and I'm looking forward to just getting back on my bicycle and walking. Nice weather. Shoot, Bonnie, did you already share? Okay.
Thanks, Christine. Yeah, I'm Bonnie. I'm up north by the border up here in Princeton, Missouri. I'm just looking forward to getting warm to go out and do more hiking, walking, working with the horses, gardening, just getting out of the house. So I'm looking forward to some warmer weather. Thank you. I will send it to Katie. Well,
hi, I'm Katie. So I work over at Children's Mercy for the Kansas City Healthy Lifestyles Collaborative, and I help to support our sector groups of the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan, one being the Parks and Recreation sector. So it looks like I'll pass it to Adam.
Thanks. Hey, everybody. My name is Adam Lewis. I work with KC 2026, the host committee for the upcoming World Cup. And I am just hoping to listen for a bit today. I have to hop off in a little bit, but we'll definitely listen to the recording. And I'm just really looking forward to not having to bring a jacket with me everywhere. And is there anyone that hasn't gone yet? Tatum, have you gone? I'll throw it to Tatum.
Hi guys, I'm Tatum. I work in Bonner Springs. I run our youth and adult sport leagues and our fitness programs here. And I think with warmer weather coming, I am looking forward to getting to my apartment pool. It's awesome. So it's fun to spend time out there in the warm weather. Allison.
Oh, thank you, Tatum. I'm Allison Smith. I am the co-sector lead for the Park and Rec sector, and I'm with the Johnson County Park and Recreation District on the Kansas side. I am most excited for biking and then paddleboarding. I know I love to bike the trails in Lawrence because I live over there, but I work up here. And then we also go to Lone Star Lake for our paddleboarding adventures and sometimes Shawnee Mission Park as well. So yeah, and I believe everyone has gone. So Katie, I'll let you take us back to the agenda. Thanks everyone for participating in that.
Shoot, I couldn't find my microphone. Yeah, I can pull it back up and we can finish reviewing it. Okay, so Awesome. Now that we've done introductions, we'll move into reviewing our implementation applications. So for those who are new with us today, within the Kansas City Fiscal Activity Plan, we have funding available for each of our sector groups, which there are 10 of. The Parks and Rec group is one of them. I won't go too much into that, but I'll post a link in the chat if you're curious about checking out what the Kansas City Fiscal Activity Plan is all about. So we'll review safety around swimming, then a tennis program application. We'll give group updates. We have some other updates related to the Kansas City Fiscal Activity Plan, and then just a reminder about when our next meeting is. So with that, I'm going to pass it to Christine, but Christine, I'm going to pull up your application first after I drop it in the chat so everyone can have a copy to review it. And then walk through. I say that. That's an old version. Okay. Never mind, I can't drop it in the chat because I have it open. So I'll drop it in the chat after we review it.
Sounds good. Okay, and I will not be reading my application word for word, so I'll just give you guys try to get through the points. The Safety Around Water second grade pilot program involves all second graders at 2 schools. And the purpose of this project is to prevent childhood drowning. And I did add, after some just feedback and good questions from the school sector, I added, and also its purpose is to provide swimming as a physical activity option for kids by giving them the skills to swim. We are partnering with the YMCA. Sabra Parsons over there has done programs like this, similar, called Learn to Swim. And so she was able to put together just like a schedule of what it would look like. Basically, we would pilot this at 2 elementary schools for all second grade, and they would have an opportunity for 6 swim sessions, ideally twice a week for 3 weeks. But a few other options there. As far as what strategies this project supports, for the school sector, strategy 1 talks a lot about the comprehensive school physical activity program model, the CSAP, and strategy 2, and I just kind of summarized at the bottom that it supports strategy 2, tactic 2, with the collaborative efforts between YMCA and the KCK school district, and just the specialized nature of the swimming skills that are being acquired, the YMCA using their swim instructors and providing the knowledge of programming in cooperation with the PE teachers. Strategy 3 and tactic 4, the project supports that because, let's see, so strategy 3 talks about working with schools and regional partners, developing advocacy, and so educating administrators, other stakeholders about the benefits. So that one, I was focusing on Mayor Garner and his expressed interest, a long-term interest in getting every second grader in the county through a Learn to Swim program. I added Parks and Rec for strategy 13, tactic 3, just to identify the partnership between the community-based YMCA program and KCK schools to advocate for all second graders to receive this life-saving water education. And even though we're doing a pilot on a small scale, the YMCA has expressed the capacity to deliver this program to every second grader in the district. And so the funding she identified there just helps me as I'm working to identify renewable funding on a larger scale. As far as system levels, definitely the first, individual interpersonal behavior giving students knowledge and skills. So just not just, providing the knowing and the doing. The second one, organizing advocacy. The project definitely aims to build a coalition across the county, trying to align efforts among different entities, the school district and the Wyandotte County, the mayor's office, along with Parks and Rec, the YMCA, trying to decrease the drowning statistics by intentionally targeting every second grader. And then the last piece, I had good feedback yesterday from schools sector. I'll probably take the policy piece off, but include the link. I thought it was important that whether we develop policy around it or not, there are other states. The link referenced New York, where there was a bill that provided swim lessons to all second graders in their area. And I think that just lends the support to the project. What other sectors? So we already discussed the Parks and Rec being part of it. And the next step, which is something I'm working on now, is just to identify a renewable source of funding. A couple, and then the budget there, I just split the total. It's roughly a little over 8,000. It's just split it between schools and parks. And the end, it shows, just the breakdown of where that, the YMCA, that's all costs that they would incur. A couple other questions that I haven't had a chance to add in, but that were reflected yesterday. One was, does the YMCA, do we have data about this program and a survey of people who've been through it and their feedback about, yes, I learned to swim, and yes, I would absolutely endorse this type of program. And another was to ask the students, or parents of students who will be receiving this program if there is an interest. So while I hope that parents will be absolutely interested in giving their kids swim lessons, these 6 sessions during the school day, I did not gather that information, but that's something I can look into. I think those are the feedback questions that I got yesterday. So if there's other questions.
And that was from the school sector. That was just kind of some of the
Yeah.
questions we wanted to know. I have a quick question about the policy. I know that when we discussed at the school sector, it wasn't removing it entirely, but maybe putting it with the next steps about trying to get policy changes in Wyandotte County to make sure it's included. Like it could be a school policy to ensure that swimming is offered for second graders at every elementary. So I was just wondering if you were still going to include that portion as a next step. Because that would probably help with also highlighting the need for funding to ensure that this is a policy throughout district wide, or if you were still thinking about removing it.
Well, I'm trying to reach out to Mayor Garner just so that YMCA and then WICO, Wyandotte County, and the schools, like we actually all three haven't, sat down and discussed it. So I sent an email first to the YMCA. And so I'm just going to gather a little more information. I would like to keep it to explore because it was more of something I found at the very end, right before I submitted. So thanks for that question.
Yeah. So for those who are new, I know that Jen and Allison probably know this process. Typically what we do is we try and answer these questions right now. And it's, if you're familiar with what the KCPA plan is, we're really just focused on this cross collaborative effort right now. And it's been highlighted in this application. It's between the schools and Parks and Rec. And then, yeah. So pretty much we're just going to answer these questions. If it relates, if it passes this threshold, then I'll move on to another review with our core work group members who are our co-leads and our leads of our other sector groups. And so If it passes the sector review, it goes to the co-leads in a bigger review, and if they pass it, that's when funding will be distributed. So just a brief down low. Jen, Allison, did I pretty much like sum that up really quickly? Well, okay.
Now,
So-
do you want us to use the chat box to vote, or are we doing a poll?
So typically we just discuss it.
Oh, okay,
So,
got it, got it.
yeah, because this isn't going, yeah, if we feel like as a group, it's not going to make the total sum score, then it needs to be reviewed again. Before we do this, does anybody have any feedback first? Or any questions for Christine?
Oh,
I'm
you
just gonna
go.
jump in and say that I'm definitely in support of swim lessons. Aquatics is a big passion for me. I used to work at an amusement park and Great Wolf and a YMCA, so I was the aquatics director. And we know through the CDC that drowning is the leading cause of death of children aged 1 through 4, and it's the second leading cause of death of children aged 5 through 14. So I think that this is just not only like a physical, KCPA plan aligned, but just like a life skills in general and bettering the safety of children around water in the area. So I just wanted to throw that info into the chat that the CDC has a lot of data on childhood drowning. And I've worked at a YMCA where we partnered with the school district up in White Bear Lake in Minnesota. And our plan was we provided funding and transportation for all of the second graders in the school district to come to the YMCA and get swim lessons. And we saw a lot of really great results from that. So this is just me speaking to how important it is to have programs like this in the area, the KC Metro area, because I think that it is a skill that is lacking. We see just through KC Parks a lot of adults enrolling in swim lessons that have not learned how to swim throughout their years. So I support.
I love that. And I know, I appreciate the insight. It made me think of a practitioner course I took in South Carolina. We had that same discussion and they had us raise our hand about how many of us learned how to swim as children and as adults and where. So, and some people still didn't know how to swim.
No, I love this program. I did not know that there was a bill passed or in the New York Senate, so it's huge. Do we think that this could be something after trying to get this further going that we might be able to get something approved or share with our governor and write a letter to our Senate?
That could be a really cool group implementation project. So
It-
maybe a focus of like our sector group discussions moving forward.
I support that, and I really do feel like that could be something added, because I know I'm from a small town and we were required to go through a swimming module in PE. But after talking with some of my friends who have kids who are at the same school district that we all went to growing up, they cut it. A lot of schools are cutting funds for education like this, which is terrifying. It's also sad because those are life skills that we need. So Christine, I give you huge props to this. I'm very excited. I fully support this program and definitely want to see it go on elsewhere as well.
Awesome. I hope that it leads into something. I mean, honestly, in our district, we had 3 high schools with pools and they were all shut down by the health department in January. So our swimming classes for high school students stopped. Our swim team couldn't practice. Literally the kids on the swim team, I said, well, could they go somewhere else? And the coach said, they don't even know how to swim. They're on the swim team, so I can teach them how to swim and they can go compete. So it's opening, I think it's going to open some good conversations with the county and just remodeling facilities.
Well, and even that goes back to it. A lot of kids want to join the swim team, but they don't know how to swim. So the fact knowing that coaches know that going into it, and they know that they're going to teach those kids, a lot of
Yeah.
parents just instantly say, no, like my kid can't swim. So if they do go through this, then knowing that information that they can enhance their skills and motor skills for those competition swimmings, that would be huge. And I do think that that would be great, bring great awareness as well to the sport of swimming.
We all have to start somewhere to provide the data to show that this is a, you know, a successful program. And I like that you decided to start small too with just 2 schools, knowing that if this is successful, there's at least, you know, results to show. I obviously approve this project as well. Well, any other feedback before we do the scoring? Any questions? Okay, so the first question, does this application align with KCPA strategies and tactics? I feel like the majority, what we discussed already, it does. I guess, do you want to do a thumbs up if you agree, if it's a yes? Sweet. For those that I can see, I feel like, yeah, it's a 3. Is it multi-level? So that was the individual behavior change and the organization and advocacy. So it crossed 2 of them. I agree with both of those. A thumbs up if you agree. Awesome. And then is it cross-sectoral? So does that mean, does it include other sectors besides the schools? So yeah, thumbs, I agree. So it's got parks and schools. I think if you even wanted, you could probably include sports. But definitely covers more than one style sector group and involves them in it. And then are there clear next steps that would continue this work? So I know we said at the schools meeting, it was kind of somewhat, but I know you've got plans to improve that section before bringing it to the core work group, and we discussed it. So, any other thoughts on that? Does everyone agree it's a yes, or is it somewhat? I'll open that one to microphone.
I think it's a somewhat, but it sounds like there's plans to kind of flesh that out a little bit more. So it's kind of in between a 1 and 2. It'll be a solid 2 before we get to the next meeting, I'm sure.
Agreed.
So after
So-
just, yeah, I would say, I say it too, but that's because obviously I see it, I see the bigger picture. It's not written on there, but I see the bigger picture. So just to make it more clear, cut and dry, I would probably need to put the bigger picture goal in the next steps. But I see it, but not always everyone is going to see the same thing. So
I agree. So even if it was a 2 or a 1, it would still pass the minimum requirement of a score of 7. So it'd be either an 8 or 9. So with that, I'd say this goes to the core work group for review, unless anybody would like additional information prior to submitting. Awesome. Okay, well, that was number 1. Let me pull up our second one. Let me also put one more link in the chat, because this application that is about to be reviewed includes 3 of our sector groups. Earlier I posted schools and parks and rec. And those were links to their sector pages on our website. I figured that'd be easier than giving everybody just the entire plan right now. This way you can scroll down, look at the like information cards. There's pictures with tactics and strategies, and that would probably be easier for everybody to review instead of going through the plan. So let me put this last link in. Okay. That's at the top. Okay. Tatum, I'm going to share the screen and then hand it over to you.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to, yep, you got this.
Okay. So, hi guys, I'm Tatum and I work for Bonner Springs Parks and Recreation. And I am wanting to start a new program for tennis called Tennis Open House. This would be kind of a sport sampling type of program for kids to get introduced to a new sport that we do not have really any access to in the area. There were new courts built through USD 204 at the high school, right by the new baseball fields and softball fields. So we're having lots of great additions and facilities in the area. And so what I'm trying to do is bring awareness that we have those and get them utilized. So in talking with the high school tennis coach, he's also the business teacher there. He's trying to kick off more tennis programs in the area. There's a lot in Shawnee, and he's been involved in some of those. So he's kind of split off and trying to get our Bonner Springs community more involved. So I'm planning, we're pairing up together. He has lots of contacts and people already signed up for some of his classes that he's offering called Tiblo Tennis, and those will run all summer. And so we thought something to kind of get tennis going in people's minds before his classes start. Kind of a ribbon cutting grand opening for the courts as well would be an awesome way to bring tennis to the community. So that was kind of a long summary of what we're going to do, but we're planning to have lots of equipment to hand out to kids they can keep and have and then use it on their own time, different prizes to be raffled off. And this will be a free program for everybody. That's one of the main things I like to do is for especially programs like this, that's just a one-time deal for ages 5 to 14. So our hopes is to promote a new facility and this great addition to Bonner Springs and grow the sport. So moving on to the strategies and tactics that this project supports, there's 4 listed there. So for the first one, this focuses on our community where we have really no tennis programs. So having something specific to our community where they don't have to drive for that opportunity is really awesome. It's a free program that allows anyone to sign up. So people of all demographics, backgrounds, maybe lacking resources, or just someone that simply wants to try the sport. For the second strategy that I've listed, this is a new opportunity and it is a new sport really to the community. We have it offered as a high school sport, but if you're not really into it, there's not a lot of way to keep growing your interest and your skill set. There will be games offered with little instruction on basic skills, so it's really providing a place for some free supervised play. For this third strategy, I'm working with other sectors, including sport and school, to make this event happen. So Tiblo Tennis and USD 204 would mark the school sector, and then USTA and Kiwanis would kind of hit the sports sector. And then for my last strategy listed, we're starting a tennis program and it'll hopefully lead to more tennis instruction in school classes like PE. Working with the business teacher like I mentioned earlier, and so hopefully he can kind of be a voice and a positive influence into getting this involved in more of their school programs. And to the next section for system levels. So for the first one, for individual interpersonal behavior, the goal of this program is to increase the knowledge of the sport of tennis in our community and the participants that are joining into this program, along with improving their skills. This sport can be a family sport and a leisure sport. You know, people of all ages still play tennis. It's great, similar to pickleball. And so it's hitting more than just an individual. It can also be a family thing too. It can affect attitudes as some may learn that they love the sport and they want to play more of it. Increasing confidence leads to an increase in self-esteem. This is set up as a one-time program with hopes to offer it again and even expand on it next year. And then for policy, one of the examples listed on there is like a playground shared use agreement with the school. So we have a shared use agreement with our USD 204 that we use each other's facilities at no charge. So they use our baseball fields and stuff right now while the other ones were getting built and finished. And so likewise, we've used their school gym and now their tennis courts and stuff like that. And so partnering with them will hopefully create more access to physical activity for kids during and after school. Next part, so hitting other sectors that would be involved in this sport. So I am just asking for funds from Parks and Rec sector, but there's the 3 listed, and just kind of going over those, it shows how these involve the other sectors. So Parks and Rec obviously is outdoors. So emphasizing facilities and spaces at low to no cost to the participant. So we're encouraging youth to try tennis for free and then hope that they love it and continue to play and utilizing this space. Sports sector, tennis is obviously a sport. So the sector encourages participation in a variety of sports. So we'd be able to add a new program to the community since tennis isn't offered around here. And we offer a bunch of other sports like volleyball, baseball, softball, soccer, all sorts of sports. So adding another one in gives these kids a chance to try out a lot of different sports at a young age. And then the school sector has a significant role in physical activity. So allowing them to get on board with this program and partnering with the high school teacher and coach will hopefully create more access to physical activity. And then, like I stated, just asking for funds from the Parks and Rec sector only. And then the next step for this project, so after completion of this project, the goal is to get more kids registered for Tiblo Tennis, which is a new summer tennis program in Bonner Springs. Like I kind of touched on earlier, it's put on by the high school tennis coach. He's teaching all of these. So we're kind of pairing up on this. He's going to be running all of it for sure, but I'm trying to bring more awareness to his program and get kids signed up for his leagues and stuff. Our goal is to grow and promote the sport in our area, and with offering another sport for youth to participate in. Like I kind of touched on earlier as well, this is a free program allowing kids who never played before, those without the resources, to try a new sport. So the last part is around the budget. I'm requesting $1,000 for this event. I'm trying to hand out as many rackets as possible to kids. It's kind of the generalized budget. Every kid that signs up will get a can of balls. Right now, we're maxed out at 48. We have 6 courts. It's safe to have 8 on each court, so about 16 per age division. And if we would get a huge hit on this, I'm planning to make it 2 time slots and having double the kids if we can get that. That'd be awesome. And then just giving out prizes, like I said, having racket bags for them to put their bag or their rackets in, and then different swag and prizes just to hand out and make it a really fun event, leave a good impression on them about how fun tennis is. So hopefully they keep wanting to come back and participate. So that kind of wraps up my program that I'm brought to the table here. So if anyone has any questions or comments, concerns.
Very excited for this program. I know that is awesome. It's always hard to build a new tennis program, but a lot of people want it. So this is huge. I love that you guys are doing this. And I think you did a great job on getting that application filled out.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add that from the school perspective, I know you're partnering with the high school, and I don't know how many schools are in Bonner Springs, but I could pass on the contact info for USTA. I feel like they're based out of Missouri, but there's a school program for tennis gear where they will, I believe, possibly give each school a net gen bag, and that has all the lead up balls. They're like kind of squishy bouncy balls,
Mhm.
tennis rackets. I don't know if they've already done that, Jen. If the school district has already gone through that
Yeah. Sure.
workshop, but it was a fantastic. Our K through 12 went through it, and every building received a NetGen kit. And I don't know if it was valued. I think each bag was valued at $1,000. So I don't know what the requirements were, but the trainers were fantastic, and it would help grow
Yeah.
the school program, the school part of it.
Yeah, perfect. No, I'll write that down. I know Allison and I kind of talked the other day, and I've reached out to and been talking with a lady from USTA. And so they're planning to come out to, she is at least, and maybe somebody else come out to the event and support and help out with whatever. So I'll have to ask her about that, because I'd love to get that into the school system and help them with that as well, if they haven't already.
Yeah, if you want to put your email in the chat, I can
For
just
sure.
send you. It might be the same contact person.
Yeah, for sure. I'll put that in there now. Thank you.
Any other feedback or comments? Tatum, I think you did really good, especially after, the first review and all the updates you made. It looks great.
Thank you. Thanks for your suggestions.
If there is no other questions or feedback, we can go ahead and do the scoring. So does this align with KCPA plan, strategies and tactics? Yeah, thumbs up. And you can also use your icon thumbs up if you'd like to participate. Is it multi-level? I feel like you cleared on that one. Thumbs, okay. And is it cross-sectoral? I feel like you did a great job personally of explaining that as well, especially the different sector groups involved. And I do like that you emphasized how while this is cross-sectoral, you're only focusing on the requests through the park sector. Thought that was clear, but made a point to fully describe how the other sectors are involved. So I'm going to personally give my thumbs up. Thumbs up from anyone else? Perfect. And then are there clear next steps? I feel like still somewhat to yes. Anybody else have any feedback on that one? Clear next steps?
I just liked how it clearly the springboard to the work that the high school tennis coach is trying to do, and this launches it in the community. So I feel like that was articulated.
Awesome. Yeah, Allison?
We don't have the reaction buttons anymore, Katie. It's just the raise
Oh,
hand or lower hand. It's not there
what?
anymore.
Really? I feel like I
I was searching
experienced
real
that.
hard and just
Yeah.
thought I couldn't find it.
No, I've been looking, this happened last time. Remember, I think it's because
It
the
did.
budget, you have to pay for the advanced Zoom thing in order
But
to have
I'm so
reactions.
I was just in a meeting that had Zoom, and I feel like there were
You know
reaction
what?
buttons. I'm so
You want
thrilled.
emojis, you gotta pay money.
Yeah.
Big
Otherwise,
business.
people are gonna make their own emojis and reactions like excited, celebrate.
Yeah, I'm
Ah.
just gonna start using the whiteboard. I don't know how that works, but maybe just start drawing. I don't know.
Maybe now I want to get into there, but not right now. Stay focused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's still a thumbs up in the chat. You can do a thumbs up through the chat.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point, Steven.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, how'd you do that? How'd you get a robot? I know we need to stay focused.
I'll tell you later. It's gonna
Okay.
cost- It's gonna cost you though.
Okay, cost me. I'm willing to pay. Don't know what yet, but I'm there.
Cat pictures.
Okay.
Just send
Okay,
the
back on.
cat pictures. So
The alien, yeah, cat photos.
We are a little bit derailed.
Yeah.
Back to
It's
our
easy.
second implementation program. Did we
For-
decide it was good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tatum, Christine, I know you've been through a process. Tatum, you haven't. So Christine, I'll follow up with you about the core work group meeting. Tatum, I'll follow up with you about the core work group meeting. So it'll be presenting there. If you cannot make this meeting, just let me know so I can better inform myself of the entire application, and you know, I'll present on your behalf, or Allison or Jen would. But we'll follow up after this meeting. Sound good? Awesome. Okay. Well, now I gotta refocus to remember what we're doing next. I'm really terrible. Once I'm like off, I'm
The
off.
next- The next thing on the agenda is talking about Move Together KC. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I've got group updates, but we can do that if
Oh, yeah, group
actually,
updates. I skipped
yeah,
that one.
let's do group first, just because I want to know what everyone's up to so I can share anything. Alice and a cat. Anything on the next newsletter. Please stop. Group updates. Anybody have anything they're sharing?
Also, just to clarify, if you guys are confused about the cat thing, me, Katie, and Jen all have cats, and we're weird cat ladies, and so we'll share pictures of our like furry cats that we have in our houses. So just wanted to clarify. Oh, Steven, good, you can get on the cat game as well. I love that. Yeah, so
Is it
we're
red?
yeah, we're weird cat people. Anyways, yes, Johnson County Park and Rec has exciting things going on. Our corporate challenge kickoff party is getting ready to kick off. We have 170 companies and 160 teams this year for corporate challenge. So if you guys are wondering, like, that's not the same number, it's because we allow smaller companies to join forces and create a team to do that. And so we've had some 10 companies do that to form teams. Kickoff's gonna go. We have our friends from KCMO Park and Rec that are gonna be there. Children's Mercy is one of our main hosts, and they're gonna be there as well. And yeah, it's gonna be a great time. We've got a whole bunch of vendors. I did just get Challenger Sports. They're gonna be with their giant inflatable soccer field. So yeah, all good things are happening. We also have progress being made on our Art 9 disc golf course at Shawnee Mission Park. So it's very exciting. And we also have our community gardens are up and running, and then our youth gardens at our school sites and out of school time and summer camp sites are rearing up, ready to go with seed starters. And then our employee gardens are also getting ready to take off. We don't do seed starters for that. That's kind of on your own if you want to get into that game. So yes, all good things are happening over here in Joko. Jen, do you have exciting updates to share?
Yeah, I can go with our updates. So we're, leading into summer is our busy time. Got some spring break out of school camps going on right now, leading up to our summer camps and our summer programs. We've got, I want to say 7 or 8 locations. We keep kind of changing the numbers of our own Parks Run summer camps. We're starting a new concept this year to try to get some of our older kids, and when I say older kids, I mean between like the ages of like 12 and 15 who have started to age out of camp, but their parents don't really want them to be home alone. So we've got some teen camps that are piloting this year at 2 locations, one in the Northland of KCMO and one in the Southland Center area along Brush Creek. We've also got an outdoor adventure camp going on at Camp Lake of the Woods in Swope Park. And then we've got a specialty camp up at Line Creek that includes sports and ice skating. And that's just summer camp. We've also got some out of school nighttime stuff with partnership with the mayor's office. They host and help promote Mayor's Night Sports and Club KC throughout the KCMO region. And then just some other updates. We're getting all of our 221 parks and hundreds of fields prepped for the spring and summer. Specifically, we're going to be wrapping up a a renovation on the southeast community center pool that will be opening later in May, and we'll have a summer kickoff party, pool party there on June 8th. So we're really excited about that because that pool has been closed for 5 years and had a lot of issues through the pandemic trying to get that process, and the funding was really a big issue for that one. But we received money from a GEO bond that was passed in the fall of 2023, and a lot of that money was allocated towards aquatics. So we're focused on finishing up that project, and then we've got some other projects going on surrounding pools. The Swope pool is a really big one, real big hot topic. And then we're also renovating our soccer turf fields over at 9th and Van Brunt athletic fields up in the historic northeast area of KCMO. And that's a really big project as well because we've got at least 16 organizations that want to use that space. And so we're really focused on providing a lot of aquatics and soccer programming as we lead up to just soccer really exploding in the KC metro area as we get up to the World Cup, and just had the KC Current open their brand new stadium. So excited about that, even though I don't have anything to do with it. I love it. And that's just some of the KC Parks updates. Do I have to popcorn it somewhere? I'm going to popcorn it over to Steven because I can.
Thanks, Jen. I thought you did a pretty good job with us, so I don't know that I need to do anything more. I don't know if I really have any solid updates for this group just yet. Just kind of getting the feel of things here, but I would say that we continue to expand opportunities through the park system for single track trails. The mountain bike community has been a very good partner in many ways to build a lot of trails for us, and so I'm always trying to encourage people to get out and get access and exercise by connecting that way through to nature. So we hope to expand them actually next to the soccer complex. There's a whole beautiful hill there that's got some remnant native plants growing back there. And hopefully we're going to do some honeysuckle removal in cooperation with KC Wildlands and then develop some trails so that parents who are tired of watching their kids practice or something like that can take a hike up through the hills and see some nice landscape. That's it. The popcorn to somebody, don't I? Okay. Let me see. We got here.
I don't know if we normally do that on this round.
We
Usually
don't.
we do it for introductions, but if we want to make all the updates mandatory, then
Well,
yes.
I'll just throw out there. Anybody who has an update, then can feel free to update.
Christina, no.
Oh, sorry. I just got word, the National Fitness Campaign with who goes around and like installs fitness courts and stuff. The city, yeah, Bonner just got one. The city of Shawnee just got approved and they won the grant award for this cycle for one of the grants.
Yay.
They're going to be getting one. So I'm so excited. They just emailed me and told me about that. So it's not J
Awesome.
Security, but it's City of Shawnee. So very excited.
I'll go with a few updates. We're obviously a smaller community, so we don't have a broad range of as much as kind of what you guys have, which is really awesome. But touching on some things, we just wrapped up our spring break camp. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and now we're in full swing gearing up for summer camp, which is I think a 9-week camp that we do. And in the midst of that, we're getting our gym floor redone in our community center. And so that's looking awesome. It's been a long time coming for that. So we're really focusing on pouring back into our facilities and making them look awesome for our participants. I do a Fit and Strong class. It is an osteoarthritis class for usually 55 plus, but anybody can come. Been offering it for probably closer 8-9 months now. And we just wrapped up session 2, quarter 3, and I submitted all my numbers, and we more than doubled our numbers. So we're getting there. Still advertising it, word of mouth. It's really cool to see the variety of people that we have come into this class, from people that walk around with their oxygen tank, those with walkers, some that are perfectly healthy. And I'm learning as I go of how to make modifications for everyone so that they all feel included. But they love it. They think it's probably more of a social hour than even something to benefit their physical health. So I try to make them think that, and then I work them pretty hard. So it's kind of a fun thing for me on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And we are starting our soccer league. Practice started this week. Hopefully weather is cooperative the next few weeks. And I was able to add a soccer field this year. So that was positive. And then, of course, summer will be here before we know it. So we'll have summer ball, softball, and baseball. And we have the Kaw Valley League. So we work with Turner, Edwardsville, Lansing, Tongi, and then just Bonner. I think those are the 5 that are usually in it. So we'll be gearing up in no time for that.
All right, thanks, Tatum. Anybody else have any updates? Since we're not gonna popcorn.
Sorry, Jen, I just really like popcorn.
I know, I do too. That's why I did it. I went with it. All right, well, we can go to the Move Together KC updates. Katie, did you want to talk about that, or do you want me to just touch on that really quick?
Yeah, I can touch on to it really quick because I really want to get to the summit more than anything. I want to provide that information for those who don't know about it. I hope you guys can all see my screen. But anyway, so the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan Media and Communication Sector has been working on a physical activity campaign for a while now. Sorry if you hear my dog. And we started off with our social media platforms. So you can find us on Instagram or Facebook. And originally we asked for these story requests to ask why you move. And we used that content as part of our campaign. But we also just recently were able to release our campaign toolkits. So if you'd like to get involved as well and spread this message that movement is meant for everybody in the KC area and promote physical activity, we have the tools to do it. And these campaign toolkits come in sector-based or organizations. So the sectors are obviously for like the KCP plan sectors, where organizations are for like the community partners that would also like to get involved. Campaign toolkits include like B-roll footage, stock images, Canva templates, like an entire brand asset that includes like fonts and specific colors, as well as campaign talking points. I'm probably missing some stuff, but I'm trying to give a brief download of this because I know we've only got like 2 minutes. But on that note, I will see. Oh, thank you, Jen, and thank you. I appreciate you posting those. So Jen has posted the link to our links to our social media platforms. So give us a follow. We would love to follow you back. If you use anything related to the campaign or just have an event you'd like to share, feel free to tag us using the @ symbol, as well as the hashtag, and we will reshare your story. On that note, the last thing I want to update is our sports sector has been working with Aspen Institute for over, I would say like around a year now, to do a mini state of play of the Kansas City metro area. So that includes our 6 counties we focus on for the KCPA plan. And we invite everybody to participate. So I'm probably just going to read this word for word because I didn't create it. But in partnership with the sports sector of the Kansas City Physical Activity Plan, the Aspen Institute Project Play is convening key stakeholders across the Kansas City region to make recommendations to improve access and quality of sports and physical activity for all children based upon the information collected from our research efforts. Speakers include Kansas City Sports Commissioner CEO Kathy Nelson, and Jackson County Executive and Kansas City Royals Hall of Famer Frank White Jr. We invite you to attend the State of Play, which will include panel discussions, group brainstorming sessions, and a review of survey results of Kansas City area youth. This event is coming up soon. It's actually on a Monday. It's Monday, April 8th. It's from 1 to 5 p.m. and it's at the Johnson County Arts and Heritage Center in Overland Park. But we would like to invite our sector members to join us. This event is free. I'm posting the link in the chat. All you need to do is register. If you are unaware of the Aspen Institute and their work and what these project play reports are, I'll include one in the next newsletter because I don't think I have time to search for one. Did I miss anything? Allison, aren't you on the committee?
I am
Or am I
on
wrong?
that.
Christine's on the committee too.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jen is. Did I miss anything?
Jen, you're on the committee, aren't you?
I'm not sure what committee you're talking about.
The Aspen Institute one?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's 3 committee members
I am.
here. If you have any questions.
I heard there's gonna be some really fun canned water and good snacks, so you guys should go.
Yes, and there's going to be other guest speakers. So, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. Wesley.
It's okay
Wesley.
because it's all on the invite. If you
Yeah,
click,
it is all on the invite.
it's all there.
Wesley Hamilton.
It is.
Wesley
yeah,
Hamilton.
Thank you. Wesley
Mhm.
Hamilton will be there.
Mhm.
There'll be other keynote speakers, but also guest panelists for some of these group discussions. So some of the questions that the Aspen Institute had asked. So they did like individual interviews with some youths. They interviewed teachers. They interviewed Parks and Rec like professionals, just all over, asking questions related to youth sports. And that was like anywhere from access and opportunities to motivation, what motivated youth to participate, some of the barriers that they faced. So these will be the results that are shared and will hopefully help us in our future endeavors to improve access for all youth to sport opportunities. Yeah.
You should go. It's going to be very informational. Also, I know that during some of the group discussions, they are going to try and work on trying to figure out on how we are facilitating play in our communities. So if you're not able to attend, feel free to send just a quick list or rundown of how you're doing it in your communities. You can send it to me or Katie or Jen, and then we can bring that on your behalf as well. But it's kind of like a call from the crowd. Hey, what are you guys doing? What's working for you? Because that crowd sharing resource is also going to be huge and also shared along with the results for the Aspen Institute. And we're over on time, sorry.
That's okay. Well, any questions? Okay, I'm going to stop this recording.